So, ohio Freunde, willkommen zu einer nächsten Folge von Game of Thrones. Ja, wir machen einfach direkt weiter.
But since you're the new lord, you can do anything you want.
I suppose.
Everyone will have to do as you say. So I could have all the sweets I want.
If only it were that simple. It would be nice if someone did what I wanted for once.
Ja, wie viele du willst, ne, du kleiner Fratz.
As many as you'd like, yes.
Really?
Of course. Why not?
Lord Ethan, you're needed in the Great Hall at once. Quickly, on your feet.
What's the matter?
Lord Whitehill has arrived, unannounced and certainly unexpected. He's come demanding justice.
Can't he meet with Duncan? He is the Castellan.
Stay with us. Please, Ethan.
He's demanding an audience with the Lord. We really must go.
It's your decision. You are the Lord.
If I were lord, I would command Ethan to stay. With his family.
Ja, nee, ich gehe
Lord
mit
Whitehill is a
ihnen,
mean
weil
old
das
man
ist sonst voll
anyways.
unhöflich.
Fine. If that's what's required of me.
Very well then.
Ist ja nicht so, als ob wir nicht nochmal spielen können, also.
They showed up unannounced. Lord Whitehill is in a lather. I assume you explained to Lord Ethan why they're here?
Business with Garrett. I told him.
Lord Whitehill knows Garrett is a squire to this house. Or was, I suppose.
Was. It makes no difference. The Whitehills were clearly in the wrong, so don't give him any satisfaction. Out there, you were decisive and firm. Now do it again with these bastards.
Let's not do something rash. Things are bad enough as it is.
Kann ich auf jeden Fall schaffen.
I can handle Lord Whitehill.
Well said, my lord.
Now is not the time to anger Lord Whitehill any more than he already is. He's got 5 times as many men, and the backing of House Bolton.
All the more reason to stand up for ourselves. Only cowards and dead men roll over.
Lord Ethan, is it? My condolences for your father and brother. The late Lord Forrester was no friend to me or my house, but to his
Ja, ich
family
will einfach
still
mal
was.
Hände schütteln.
My only regret is I wasn't there to drive the dagger into his heart myself.
Okay.
I've been
Okay.
waiting for this day all my life. The
Teste mich
Forresters
nicht, Junge,
finally
ey.
get their due.
I may be young, but I'm not so easily fooled. You're trying to rile me, but it won't work.
Young? You are that boy. Too young to know when you're in over your head.
So
And
ist
no
das.
bread and salt. What kind of fucking house receives a lord with no fucking bread and salt? You bloody amateur. No courtesies. I should have expected as much.
Ja, Brot und Salz, ne? Oder einfach chill mal,
Calm
Junge.
yourself, old man.
You little fuck! That's how you talk to a lord? You Forresters have shit on us for generations. Well, now the Starks are no longer around to have your back, are they? We're the power in the north now.
Roose Bolton is the Warden of the North.
Aye. And we've been his bannermen for 5 fucking centuries. You cunt.
Lord Ethan,
Schon gut.
you're losing
Schon
control
gut.
of this.
That's enough, Lord Whitehill.
I'm not finished. Maybe if you hadn't been so fucking greedy with the ironwood, things would have been different between us.
You squandered your share.
Our share was taken from us. We had no fucking choice but to harvest what was left.
What is it you want, Lord Whitehill?
Your man, the squire. We were minding our own business, keeping the king's peace, as his lordship here said, when your man attacked us for no reason.
Hear that? Attacked for no reason.
Ihr habt die Familie von ihm getötet,
No
aber egal.
reason. You murdered his family.
Then you admit it was your man who killed my men. And a pig farmer at that. How do you answer for your squire, Lord Ethan? He acted in your name. And you are the Lord.
Die haben ihn zuerst angegriffen.
Your men attacked and drew first blood. They murdered his entire family.
You lost pig farmers, not soldiers. Soldiers worth 100 of their type.
Was?
Where's the fucking coward who killed my men? I know he's here. What have you done?
Er wurde zur Mauer gebracht.
He was sent to the wall.
Who the fuck sent him to the wall? Answer me! Who's the one who did it?
Du hast mich
You
gehört.
heard. He was sent to the wall. It's done.
What? That was my justice to deliver, boy. And you denied me of it. I'm not leaving until I have my justice. Now bring me the coward who did it, or you'll answer to Roose Bolton. What kind of fucking house is this?
A house of honorable men.
Lady Forrester.
You bellow like a wounded boar, Lord Whitehill. Have you forgotten your manners?
I mean no disrespect to you, my lady, considering your losses and all.
Ach so.
This is not over.
It's over when my son says it is.
Danke, dass du hier
Thank
warst,
you
ne?
for coming, Lord Whitehill.
Ethan is Lord of Ironrath now. By rights, his word is law here. If that displeases you, then I trust you can find the door.
That lad may be lord of this house, but Lord Bolton will have the final say. I'll send him a raven letting him know a Forrester man killed one of his own, that the new Lord Forrester lied to my face and denied me my justice. Then we'll see whose word is law.
Ja, mach wie du willst, ne?
Do as you like, Lord Whitehill.
Ja, Defiance or Diplomacy, also
I was wrong about your
diplomatisch
son, my
oder...
lady.
Oh.
He stood up to him like a true lord.
You were brave, my son. But you'll need to be braver still when Ramsay Snow arrives to see you bend the knee. Prepare a raven. We need to send word to Mira in King's Landing at once.
Ja, ging, ne? Der hat halt sehr große Fresse, aber ja, da muss man halt auch mal ein Machtwort
Your sister
sprechen.
can help us. Although just a handmaiden, she has Marjorie Tyrell's favor. And Lady Marjorie's betrothal to the king may be enough to keep the Boltons at bay. If it's presented to her as it should be.
Okay, man spielt nur Foresters. Okay. Finde ich irgendwie ein bisschen schade, nur eine Familie. Aber naja. Ja, nee, habe ich jetzt eigentlich keine Lust, irgendwas hier zu untersuchen. Ja. Ist eh nie was Relevantes. Außer mal vielleicht rausschauen.
King's Landing. I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
Okay. Nichts Interessantes. Naja, den Brief lesen wir dann aber mal.
It troubles me to even ask this of you. But you must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally. Especially now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Ja, wer ist denn an der Tür? Wollen wir mal schauen?
One moment.
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
Ach, komm doch rein.
Later would be best.
Ah!
Of course.
Oh, das wollte ich nicht machen. Oh, sorry, da habe ich mich voll verklickt. Missklickt hier. Sorry. Oh!
Lady Marjorie, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come, there's something we must discuss. From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining.
Meine Mutter hat mir geschrieben.
My family wrote me, my lady.
I don't doubt they must be overcome with grief. But you must not despair. We will get through this together. You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing, now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the Royal Sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself.
Ja, warum? Nee, ich bin kein Traitor.
I'm not a traitor.
Of course not. It's only an excuse to torment you, and by extension, me. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort, for what I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict.
Ich mache so, wie du es willst.
So near.
I'll do as you ask, my lady.
I knew I could trust you. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Okay, ja. Warum nicht? Bei der immer doch.
See if the Queen Regent is ready to receive us. You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
Good luck.
Okay. Da werde ich jetzt auf keinen Fall irgendwie frech werden oder so, weil das könnte schlimm enden. Weil, ja, falls ihr nicht die Serie kennt, die ist einfach nur richtig krass. Oh nee. Da werde ich ganz höflich einfach nur sein.
You can do this.
Und hier die Rothaarige, die kam auch schon in der Serie vor. Und die beiden natürlich auch. Den müsst ihr ja wohl kennen. Den Zwerg kennt jeder einfach nur. Und Cersei, ja. Ja.
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace? With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Nie, auf jeden Fall, also knien.
Your Grace.
The girl knows her courtesies. Impressive. You may rise.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
Unsere Loyalität war niemals weg.
House Forrester's loyalty to the crown never wavers, Your Grace.
I see. And yet, for centuries the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
Ja, stimme ich zu.
Yes, Your Grace. They are traitors.
The Starks were your liege lord, yet you name them traitors so easily.
Clearly her loyalty wavers quite a lot.
If she has any loyalty at all. Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
He is the
Ja,
Warden of the North.
irgendwie der Warden, keine Ahnung, was das sein soll.
He is. And I the Queen Regent and Tyrion the Master of Coin.
The girl has a remarkable talent for answering questions while in fact saying nothing at all.
Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does seem rather unique.
Ja, wenn wir hier...
To our mutual benefit, Your Grace.
And at the pleasure of your king. It would be a shame to see it fall into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate to see another house lay claim to what's yours.
Ja, da gibt's auch mal Limits dafür, ne?
There are limits, Your Grace.
Perhaps, but not if your house faces potential ruin.
What would you have the girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe with the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the wall? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Renly Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
Sie ist nur ihrem Herzen gefolgt.
She was just following her heart, Your Grace.
And the very same heart so quickly led her to my son.
If there's a point to
Scheiße.
this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be such a hard thing to define. This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north, here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
I'm sure
Let
she
the
would...
girl answer the question. Go on.
Zum
I would be
König.
true to the king, Your Grace.
Well said. I was beginning to worry you didn't have your priorities straight.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most dangerous handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
My sense is this girl will say almost anything to get what she wants. Which is not very encouraging. I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Boah, Alter.
I'll walk you out. This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family,
Lord
even under the
Tyrion.
best of circumstances.
Thank you, Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
That certainly took courage. To so publicly declare your loyalty to Joffrey for all to hear. Poor Lady Marjorie was humiliated, although Cersei seemed quite pleased. It was quite the first impression. I, of course, found it all highly
Ja,
entertaining.
boah, damit ich
I was
nicht
trying to
verrecke.
appease her.
I think that was clear to everyone.
Also sie
My
auch
sister
würdigen.
and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard.
Ja, was
Not
schlägst du vor?
What are you suggesting?
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous. In fact, forget I even suggested
Ja, ich
such a
werde
thing.
It's a risk I'm willing to take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
Okay. Ich weiß, ein bisschen, ein, zwei Sachen habe ich nicht besonders richtig gesagt, weil ich aber übel schnell lesen musste einfach nur. Habt ihr gerade selber, oder? Und ich dann nicht richtig es übersetzen konnte. Zum Beispiel hier mit diesen Only Mutable You, keine Ahnung, was das nochmal war. Das war ja nur für sich selbst so, dass das gut ist. So. Falls ihr jetzt wisst, was ich meine, wenn nicht, dann ja. Aber ein, zwei Stück da wusste ich nicht ganz, was heißt. Also, die Übersetzung bedeutet, deshalb, also gerade im Kopf so. Weißt du verstehst schon, oder? Okay. Trotzdem Dankeschön fürs Zuschauen. Falls es euch gefallen hat, dann lasst einen Daumen nach oben. Bis zum nächsten Mal und ciao.